Well, hi there. Paul Noble. I'm going to go fishing tomorrow at the club pond, and so I'm just putting my bag together. I don't use a vest anymore. I used to use a vest and just found that I was carrying way too much crap around with me. The, the thing must have weighed about 20 pounds, something like that. And I was wondering why my shoulders always hurt, or the small of my back was always killing me. It's because I was carrying all this weight. So I started lightening up on the vest. I started, just taking what was necessary with me. And I found that I was only filling up half the vest, so why was I wearing this thing? Also in the summer, it was so hot to wear it. So I just started looking for other things, other options to carry my gear around with me. So first of all, I went with a shoulder bag, just one of those cotton canvas sort of, I think it was world famous bags. You could pick them up for like 12 bucks at the surplus store. And that did fairly well for quite a long time for me. One of the problems with it is the closures, they're like buckles. And so I didn't always do them up just because it took so much time. It took two hands to do it. And as a result, sometimes I would lose things out of the bag because the flap would open and climbing up a hill or something like that, or if I fell, stuff would fall out of it. It also was just one container. Nothing was separated in it. So you're always rummaging around in it like my mom used to do, and she was looking for her lipstick in the bottom of her purse or something like that. That's basically what I was doing, trying to find stuff in the bottom of this bag. So I started looking for some other options. And I was looking for something else at Mountain Equipment Co-op. It's an outdoor store here in Canada. In the States, a similar one would be REI, I think it's called. But there's stores like this all over the world that you can get outdoor equipment and things like backpacks and outdoor bags and things. And I found this Sling Pack. And oddly enough, when I found this Sling Pack, slings weren't all the rage they are now in fly fishing. For some reason, Sims is making one, Orvis makes one. I'm sure Fish Pond makes one because they make every other kind of gear that you would want to carry fishing stuff around in, so they probably make one. This particular one serves my purpose. It's fantastic. This is probably 10 years old now, and it's still in perfect shape. The zippers are good. I've lost the little plastic thing off one of the fobs on the zippers, but that's okay. I can always put something else on there, but I can still open it and close it. And these are also nice in really cold weather rather than, the stiff zipper. Trying to get a hold of the stiff zipper. This is easier to get a hold of with gloves on. So that's really good. The Sling Pack is something that is really nice for fly fishermen because when you're wearing it properly, I'll put it on for you. When you're wearing it properly, when you want something out of it, it's like a chest pack, which again is an option that a lot of guys wear. I've already got enough up here. I don't need something else on top of it. I like to be able to see my feet. I like to be able to see where I'm walking. So I'm not a big fan of the chest pack, but one of the advantages of the chest pack is it's right here, right in front of you. So when you open it, it's right there. The advantage of the Sling Pack is when you don't want it on your chest anymore, you just slide it around behind you, and it's like that. And there's nothing to catch fly line on, which those of you who fly fish know that fly line catches on everything. It's ridiculous. So that's why I like the Sling Pack. It goes around with your back, out of sight. When you need it, it's right there. So I did a few mods on it, just very, very minor things. My nippers, by the way, the nippers that I prefer are the ones that, they have a little pick, a little point on them. So I don't put head cement on my flies, but if I buy any flies, half of them seem to have the head cement right in the eye of the hook, and you can't get your tippet through it. So it's good to be able to dig that out. It also comes in handy for other things too. If you want to tease out some of the dubbing on a nymph or something like that, make it look a little buggier, you can do that right on the stream. The other neat thing about these nippers is it has a hook sharpener. So I don't have to go digging through my pack looking for a hook sharpener every time I need to sharpen my hooks. And I do that a lot. I'm a big believer in sharp hooks. Obviously, you're going to catch more fish if your hooks are sharper. And it's amazing how quickly they get dull, especially if you're bouncing them along the bottom, or you happen to hit the rocks behind you on your back cast if it's windy, or you're just getting tired, or you're a crappy fly caster like I am. But even right out of the box, hooks are not as sharp as they should be. So I always have that with me. That way I don't have to keep looking for it. The zinger, or the retractor, whatever you want to call it, always get one that's got the wire braid, the nylon covered wire braid. Those ones that have like the Dacron, it almost looks like fly line backing, those wear out really quickly, and I've lost more of these things. The other thing that I do is I take the screw out of the back of it, and then I take a nail about the same diameter as the screw, and I heat it up with a torch, and then I melt it through the strap right here. I melt a hole, and the reason I do that is so that it doesn't fray. It melts through rather than cuts through. And then I just screw the retractor right to the strap, just like that. And I don't lose any more retractors. Those ones with the pins on them, it's like a brooch pin sort of, they're constantly falling off, and I'm constantly losing retractors and nippers. Not that these are $1 million, but when you don't have them on the river or on the lake, it's a pain in the neck. Then you're biting lines off and stuff like that instead of doing it properly. I also did the same thing with the this other retractor, which is actually one that like I say, janitors that have all the keys on their belt. This is the retractor they use. It's actually chain. It's really heavy duty, and the reason this is so heavy duty is I put my mitten clamps on it. This is a type of forceps for removing hooks and crimping on split shot and things like that. What I like about these is they don't have the finger holes. I've got sort of big fingers, and most of the time I'm trying to release a fish quickly, and I'm trying to get my fingers through those finger holes. It's just a pain in the neck. So this is really nice, especially in cold weather. Again, I don't have to take my gloves off. That's why they're called mitten clamps. You just squeeze it, and it opens. Closed, open. So it's really nice that way. And this zinger is long enough that I can reach down and just flip the hook out of the fish's mouth without even touching the fish if I don't want to take a hero shot or something like that. And this bag, it's got a loop right on the bottom of this sleeve, and I think this is for water bottles actually. But there's a strap on the bottom of the sleeve that I did the same thing. I just screwed it right through a hole. I don't know if you could see that. Screwed it right through the hole that I melted with another nail. And so this is on there nice and solid and I'll never lose it. And then this, the water bottle holder, becomes a holster for my clamps. So it's out of the way, doesn't get caught on fly line. So that's pretty awesome. Tippit dispenser. There's some really fancy ones out there that got nothing against them. I made this one out of the ferrule of an old rod. If you remember the old metal ferrules where the rod joins together, that's what this is. So basically all I did was I drilled a hole through the top of it, and then the part that the male end goes in, this is the female end of the ferrule. So it's got a flare on it like this, and you just put your tippet on there and it spins around. I've tried some of the other ones, the commercial ones, they just don't work as well as this one. Sometimes simplicity is the best. So I've got 3 different size tippets. I find that's all I need, but I could easily fit, I don't know, 5 or 6 on here if I wanted to go crazy. And again, there's another handy loop on this bag that I just clip the carabiner on, and there you go, all handy for me. It's got this pouch, and what I use this pouch for, and what I think it's intended for actually, is glasses. I wear prescription sunglasses, polarized sunglasses, but if I'm fishing in the evening, it gets dark, I don't want to be walking back with sunglasses on in the dark. So I carry my regular glasses in there. Or if I'm starting out in the dark, I want to carry my sunglasses in there. When it gets sunny out, I just switch glasses. So again, this bag was almost purpose built for a fisherman. I don't think it's for a fisherman. It wasn't intended for fishing, because Mountain Equipment Co-op doesn't have fishing equipment at all. So I am not too sure who this was intended for. I guess campers maybe, I don't know. But it's perfect for fly fishermen. It's got 2 compartments, main compartments here. The big compartment on the top has my streamer box in it, and I also carry my floatant and my split shot in there. And this one is my nymph box. So that's basically all I need. I throw a couple of dry flies in here, but right now, this time of year, don't really need dry flies. And also in here I have my thermometer, my stream set, but I should use that probably more. So that's basically it. A nice, lightweight, compact bag that carries everything I need. All I need other than this is my waders and my rod and hat and maybe a beer. There's actually, believe it or not, enough room in here to take a beer with you. So it's again very Paul friendly bag. So I'm going to finish this beer And I think there's probably about 5 hours of fishing time today, so I might even go over today. Although it's Sunday, there'll be a lot of people out there. Maybe I'll just have a beer and think about it. Cheers.